Coming at you next on the program, we've got not one, but two $1 million races. Spotlight, Oaklawn, the Apple Blossom for the ladies, the Oaklawn Handicap for the boys. We've got our final point standings board for you, speaking of the Derby and the Oaks. Interesting developments. We'll touch more on that. Plus, more racing action from the JRA. This time we're off to Nakayama. And guess who's back on track at Keeneland? That's right, Canada's reigning horse of the year, Mighty Heart, part of our bet battle. It's post time for another edition of Racing Around the World, brought to you by HPI Bet.
150 yards to go in the National. Manila Times for J. McManus, Henry de Bromhead, and more significantly, Rachel Blackmore. History in the National. Manila Times wins from Balco de Flo.
Sodashi finds the front. Where are the challengers coming from? They're on the outside. Here comes Satono Reyes. It's Sodashi at the moment. Fine Rouge. It's Sodashi, Fine Rouge. Satono Reyes is going to lunge at the last moment. They hit the wire. Sodashi wins it from Satono Reyes. Maybe Fine Rouge in for third. Very close with that.
Couple of fabulous fillies there, Chad. I mean, very impressive. Obviously, one being human, the other one being a horse.
Yep. History being made across the pond. One of your favorite jockeys to play there as well, and Rachel Blackmore making history in that Grand National victory. What a fun event that was. And then later on in the evening, or much later on, we'll say in the evening, that white horse, Sodashi, the undefeated filly, capturing the first jewel in the Japanese fillies Triple Crown. And Jason, you and I have both announced races. She is an announcer's dream because she stands out like a sore thumb.
That she does, and just held on. Kind of reminiscent of what we saw in the Hanshin fillies going back to 2020. Welcome back. Another edition of the program. Jason Portuondo alongside Chad Rozema. No Derby preps to touch on, but what we can do is look back, and we'll do that right now with the vocal points being Arkansas and Kentucky.
Fresh challenger in the center of the racetrack. And here comes Superstock outside of Concert Tour. Superstock over the lead. Concert Tour has been defeated. Superstock, Ricardo Santana win the Arkansas Derby.
In second, Unbridled Honor third up on the outside. Final furlong of the Stone Street Lexington. King Fury against the rail, 3-length lead. Unbridled Honor second, Starring in My Dreams third, Proxy is fourth, King Fury, Brian Hernandez Jr. to win the Stone Street Lexington.
So, no more points up for grabs. What you see is what you get, and a couple surprises last week, Chad.
Yeah, I know if we were on camera right now, you'd have a huge, huge smile with King Fury. Your pick last week winning at 18-1 impressively. So, yes, there was, some switching up here in the Derby. You see, that's still essential quality, but Superstock with that win catapults himself right into the mix now. We've also got, King Fury. He's on the outside looking in, but you know what, Jason? With all the horses you keep hearing, every day that goes by, there's more and more off the Derby trail. Who knows? Maybe he ends up getting the opportunity to go in a couple of weeks into that first Saturday in May tilt. We'll see, but latest one off of the trail, that is Panadol, the UAE Derby runner-up, and that allows others to get in there, including Hidden Stash right now. So we'll see how this plays out. But the fillies, these are decided right now. This is going to be a wide-open race.
I can't wait. I can't wait. It's that final Friday in this month of April. Then obviously the next day we get that first Saturday in the month of May. So that's what's in the rearview mirror. Now let's look straight ahead and talk about the next 72 hours of action on HPI TV. And as you would expect, it's a busy one. As talked about, Chad, no Derby preps, but still a lot of, fun wagering opportunities.
Everywhere. We've got you covered all over the places we always do. Great mix of that thoroughbred and harness action, of course. Even on Saturday, as we get into harness race, you're going to see more and more of our horses from here, obviously making the trip to stay fit, racing south of the border. So a lot that we're familiar with. We saw some last weekend winning with Sidon Sealster comes to mind. Even Bob McClure, our driver of the year, he is going to be making a trip to the Meadowlands on Saturday. Not sure his plans, but as we continue to sit and wait until we get the okay to resume racing here in Ontario.
Hopefully that wait isn't that much longer. But in the meantime, Yeah, we still have lots to keep an eye on. Here's a look at some of the feature races for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I know that weather starts, wreaking havoc. I saw a lot of slop recently at Keeneland, so hopefully Mother Nature obliges. And of course, we got to keep an eye on Gulfstream Park for that big time carryover.
Yeah, Rainbow Six mandatory payout on Saturday if it doesn't go on Friday, of course. And you talked about weather. I think Oaklawn was calling for a ton of rain on Friday, but things were looking good for Saturday. So maybe it won't be a lightning fast track, but by the looks of it, it'll be dry. And we even go a little bit deeper this weekend, Jason, because Monday, it's the final at Yonkers for the gals in the Matchmaker Series final and the boys in the Borgata. This, as you know, is a grueling series, 5 legs that they compete, and then it culminates with that final. And they've got some good fields assembled for that.
All right, so it's a really good-looking weekend, both breeds. You can catch it all, as you always can, on HPI TV. All right, let's dissect these big races. Obviously, the hot spot is Hot Springs, Arkansas. Oaklawn winding down their meet, but they're going to go out with a bang. A couple of $1 million races. This, no doubt, being the undercard, Chad, as the better betting race, in my opinion, is right here. This one can go in a bunch of different directions.
Yeah, the Oaklawn handicap here for these older boys, the big horses like the, Mystic Guide, Charlatan, we're not seeing them just yet. We'll see them, hopefully later on as we get into the summer. But good-looking group, as you say, evenly matched. We've got horses like Silver State inside. This one's riding high. We've got Owendale trying to bounce back. And how about Express Train? I mean, I don't think he's ever been in better form. And I don't have to even say I know he's never been in better form. And although he didn't win this most recent, you know what? He was kind of sitting there in a stalking position. His hand was moved by the previously undefeated Maxfield, who started to make a move, and it forced Express Train to kind of go on. He got the lead here, and he's still fighting right down the lane. Unfortunately, Idle at 5-1. He was not able to fend that one off, and he got picked off late, but still a good effort from Express Train. Back-to-back triple-digit buyers. And you go back to even his third race back, and what happened? He was second in the Malibu, that grade 1, to Charlatan. He is in tip-top shape right now, and I think, clearly the one to beat in this spot, 5-2 in the morning line. And Express Train, for me, going to 1 mile and 1/8, he won at this level 2 starts ago. I don't think the Oaklawn track's going to be any issue for him. He comes in with a couple of fantastic 3/4 of a mile works. Ready to go. Express Train to keep the good vibes going.
Chugging right along is that locomotive. And you know what? Only question mark for me with that guy, can he race outside of California? I'm going to go to the inside horse. I mean, Silver State, look at the connections, right? A horse that's bred by Stone Street, owned by Windshell, trained by Steve Asmussen, ridden by Ricardo Santana. We've seen this story before. Yes, I realize this is a tougher test. The waters get significantly deeper. The horse is on a roll. The horse is perfect at Oaklawn. I think he's got a chance to pull off a bit of a surprise. I think this is a fabulous, fabulous betting race for the first time ever. It offers up $1 million. Like it a lot. Oaklawn Park, race number 9. It is the Oaklawn Handicap. Now let's get to the main event, because this is all about the ladies. You don't want to say it's a 2-horse race, but hey, it's a 2-horse race. The other 4 for me are just all battling for the minors. It's the Apple Blossom. We've waited and waited. We're finally going to get it, Chad. Swiss Skydiver tackling Monomoy Girl.
Yeah, compact field, but not short on, those household names, Star Power, that's for sure. And, you think back to, roughly a decade ago, just over that, and they were anticipating a Rachel Alexandra and a Zenyatta matchup in this race. Never did, transpire, but now we get a good showdown here with these fantastic mares. And Swiss Skydiver, you know what? I think she's looking forward to the rematch, because as we know, in that distaff last fall, it didn't work out. She had an awful start, and that basically, ruined her chances after, having to get back into it. She bounced back in her first start of the year in the Beholder Mile, and just powerful. I mean, she came through horses there. Alvarado's just letting her do her thing, and just look how powerful. 101 buyer. You know what? It's a grade 1, and it wasn't that tough of a group. I don't think she beat that tough of a group, but it was a great spot for her to kind of right the ship, get back on track, get those winning vibes again. And it just sets her up really well for Monomoy, the matchup with Monomoy Girl. And hey, it's you're going to have to be on top of your game, if not at the best of your game, to be able to beat Monomoy Girl. But I think she can. I really do. And I'm going to go with that one. She's going to get bet down quite a bit as well, but ultimately should be the second choice in here. So I think Swiss Skydiver can get the job done here, Jay.
The two richest ladies in the field, they're both perfect, 1 for 1 at Oaklawn. Something's got to give. I'm with you. I'm going to go Swiss Skydiver. I liked her in that last race. She did not disappoint. Should be a perfect primer to a springboarding victory, if you will, in the Apple Blossom. The others, sure, there's always that potential for an upset. I'm a big fan of Latruska. I just think that, the other two are a cut above. And, yeah, they're going to settle it out on the racetrack. I cannot wait. We've had some fabulous mares win this race in the past. Azeri comes to mind, Zenyatta, Midnight Bisu more recently. Bring it on. Just after 6 o'clock Central Time, so 7 o'clock Eastern. I cannot wait for the latest rendition of the Apple Blossom. So there's a look at a pair of million-dollar events at Oaklawn. Now let's switch scenes, if you will. Head off to Lexington, Kentucky. Keeneland Racecourse for their 9th race coming up on Saturday. We tackle the turf. They've had a ton of rain, Chad, so I'm not sure what the condition will be like. I do know this. It is a battle of stamina, 1.5 miles on that turf course.
1.5 miles. A lot of them in here have got, or a few of them in here have got experience at the distance, including a horse that I'm going to profile right off the bat. And we know this one well, and you were just talking about this one last night as we crowned the the best in Canadian thoroughbred racing, the Sovereign Awards. Great job by you, Portuondo, and the rest of the team, and congratulations to all the winner. But say the word, crown the older turf champ. And although he doesn't win this race, the San Luis Rey, I like the effort. You know what? Closing on the end of it. United was the 4-5 favorite. Doesn't quite reach that one, but still, say the word, a very good effort from him. And you know what? 3 of his last 4 races have resulted in triple-digit buyers. He comes into this race in good shape, and he did break his maiden here at Keeneland over the turf. I like him, but I'm going to try a price horse in here, or one that I think is going to offer just a better price. That's Tide of the Sea, 4-1 in the morning line. In great shape right now, back-to-back solid efforts. Might have to show a little bit more, but I think this one's willing to do that. Comes in with a good work, is 1 for 1 on the turf, 2 for 2, or the Keeneland turf, I should say, 2 for 2 at the distance. Tide of the Sea for me from post 6, even though he loses Gaffalione.
But more importantly, perhaps, he keeps Maker. I know Maker and Gaffalione are going to team up with that inside horse, but Maker's won 2 in a row, 3 of the last 5. He's got 4 overall. That ties him with the Canadian, by the way, Roger Atfield, for most ever with Elkhorn victories. I'm going to go say the word. This horse can run all day long. Yes, I know that gets another jock. Again, can't seem to keep a rider, but it doesn't matter. Luis Saez knows this horse well enough. Who cares? Maybe he's just seen the horse before. It doesn't matter. It's Luis Saez. The course, no problem. Say the word. We'll be right there, and then put in that fabulous late run when it matters most. I think he's got a chance to pull off a bit of an upset. I'm going to wave the red and gold of Samson Farms, who, by the way, got a special Sovereign Award this year.
Yes.
One more victory for Say the Word, perhaps give Samson a nice little parting gift. But, just looking at those races, Chad, I mean, outside of the Apple Blossom, good betting races.
Oh, exactly. And you're going to get, obviously, big betting, pools to play into, and that just spreads it around. So, I think all weekend you're going to see that.
And it's not just about North America on this program. It is racing around the world. Last time out, we were talking about that big battle between Satono and Sadashi. They did not disappoint that on the Oka show. We got more from the JRA, which means we get more from Robert Reed and Klaus Ebner. Our experts are going to focus in on Nakayama Racecourse.
Thanks very much, guys. So while we're waiting for the first Saturday in May, we got some Grade 1 action from you from Japan for the 3-year-olds, also going 1.25 miles in the Grade 1 Satsuki show, the first leg of the Japanese Triple Crown. And Rob, quite an impressive field stepping up for the first classic.
Yeah, I'm super excited about the card on Saturday night here in North America, and I'm firmly in the corner of Danon the Kid. This is a big, strong, powerful colt that almost looks like he's moving in slow motion when he gets into gear, but he gobbles up ground in a hurry. He was 3 for 3 as a 2-year-old. He was a winner in the Hopeful, kind of hung on the outside in that race, but I think he was still learning how to run at that point and just didn't know what to do when he made the lead. I think that played into the hand of the connections in his 3-year-old debut. He was handled very patiently. He was a fast closing third under the wire, came the fastest final 3 furlongs in the race. The connections are very excited about this one, and I think it was the perfect prep for the big dance on Sunday in Japan, Saturday night here in North America. If you're looking for a price to use alongside of him, I'm looking to admire Hader at 12-1 or higher, hopefully, with my man Christophe Lemaire, and he's won his last two. The connections like him as well. What do you think, Klaus?
Well, Rob, I'm not usually a chalk-eating weasel, but today I am, and I'm going for Euphoria, 3 for 3 in a lifetime for this 3-year-old son of Epiphania. Epiphania, of course, the sire of last year's Triple Tierra winner, Daring Tact. This horse has done nothing wrong, including a victory last time out in a Kyoto News High, which he won impressively. That's been a key prep for this race. The odds won't be there for Euphoria, but I think he gets the job done today, sitting just in behind the leaders, making that move, turning for home. If you're looking for a price from my end, a horse that beat down on the kid last time out is Title Holder. Title Holder should be on the front end. I think this horse can take this field for a long way. Again, you're going to get a bit of a price here, maybe 25 to 1 on this horse who won the Grade 2 Yayoi show last time out. But again, lots of value to be had, lots of options this Saturday. And again, Rob, a pretty good betting menu.
Absolutely. So we've got 2 pick fives, both with a 15% takeout, and a high five for the big race that night with a 15% takeout as well. Stay up late with us on Saturday night for a great card of racing from Japan.
Looking forward to that showdown. It just feels like we're missing a little something, right? Is it just me, or do we miss a segment in the show? You know I want to talk about it after last week. Oh yeah, it is the bet battle. Don't worry, I got a good feeling that this is your week.
Okay.
Yeah, I got lucky. Hey, you know what? Your horse raced well. You just kind of set the table for me. That was it.
Yeah, no, that was my plan. I thought if I could help you win, that'd be great, right? But yeah, congratulations. Nice pick. Nice price too, 18 to 1. So that's back-to-back weeks. I do have to pick up my socks, or they're going to be looking for someone else to battle with you, because this right now has been one-sided. And I've got this on standby, Porty, because I don't want to get burned, man. I'm a little too close to you, and you've been too hot. You've got those. On top of that, you even picked Hideki Matsuyama to win the Masters last week. My goodness. And that was when we knew that Justin Rose had a big lead up to the opening round. So well done. And yeah, hey, we've got a great race for it this week.
We do. And any handicapper will tell you, as good as it can be really well, as fast as it can go the other way in a hurry. So I'm not going to bother saying anything. Here's what I will tell you. $25 is what we get for the bankroll. I wasn't sure what to do with this week's bet battle race, and producer Luke said, hey, you kidding me? We got Canada's Horse of the Year back on the track. This race, man, oh man, it is tough to try and figure out.
Question marks with so many of them. So many that you want to pick, but you just don't know, what they're going to do. Some coming out of some Triple Crown races, some, that were racing well but have been away for so long. So I said, I'm going to try a price. I originally tried to get them to let me keep the 25 just so I feel like I'd won something, but that wasn't to be. Final Jeopardy for me from the inside. You know what? First start of the year, didn't do a whole lot, but I think from a fitness standpoint, that's going to help him out. I think he's going to be primed for this spot. Has he raced at Keeneland? No, but he's worked there, and he's worked magnificently, including his most recent, a half-mile bullet from the gate in 46-3. I think this guy can be a major, major factor. So I'm going to go 10 to win on him, 5 to place.
Okay.
Hopefully he can be there for me. And then I'll use him on top and bottom of the exacta with a few horses, including that Horse of the Year, Muddy Heart.
I tell you, to be honest, I just don't know. Taking a bit of a stab here with the Royal Mesa. I don't like the fact that he likes to finish second more than actually win. At least he's the only multiple winner on that course at Keeneland. Buyer figure-wise, he matches up well enough. I'm going to put him on top, play a little bit of a top and bottom with a few horses in the exacta. I will use Mighty Heart. We know that's both the sentimental pick for you and I. But Royal Mesa for me, going to put that one as my win selection as well. All right, so that's how we're going to shake things out in terms of the bet battle. Overall, I know there's nothing to talk about in terms of Derby and or Oaks, but it's going to be another fun weekend.
And you know what? This is the time now. Start tracking, the news, the reading of stuff. Start studying what has happened and look at the works, because there's going to be so many of these Derby horses and Oaks horses working, getting ready for those big days.
All right, that's it for this edition of Racing Around the World, brought to you by HPI Bet. Hopefully you've enjoyed the ride. We've had a lot of fun bringing it to you. For Reed Jr., Ebner, Rozema, producer Van Belkom. I'm Portuondo. Thank you as always for the company. We'll see you again next time.